Hello friends, this is West Bloomfield 911. On behalf of Chief Mike Patton, my brothers and sisters in the West Bloomfield Police Department, I'm Officer Rick. Welcome to a very, very exciting show. I think you're going to get a big kick out of this. But before we introduce our guests, I also would like to introduce my co-host, Dave McNeely. How are you, Dave?
Good, how you doing?
Good, glad you're with
Nice
us.
to see you.
We took the chain off the chair, so now you feel comfortable, you can relax.
Now I can run away and grab the donuts, right?
Yeah, please
Be
do.
back in a minute, guys.
Please do. And we would like to introduce our very special guest, young KayCi M. Mersier. How are you, KayCi?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Can you tell me what the M stands for?
Marie.
Oh, I love that name. You have such a musical name, KayCi Marie Mersier.
Thank you.
Can I steal it and use it?
No, thank you.
Oh, okay. KayCi is a fourth grade student at Barnard Elementary in Troy, and we'll go into how we met KayCi before. And sitting next to her is someone very important in her life, and this is KayCi's dad, also known as Douglas Mersier. Doug, how are you?
I'm really well.
Good. I want to thank you both for coming today.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, listen, before we get started talking about what you guys are here for and why we brought you, we're going to remember and do a segment called the Corner Spotlight, where we kind of honor one of our officers or our employees that serves this community. So please, folks, look at your screen and see the smiling face of Police Service Aide Michael Skelly II. Michael's a new guy here. He started in November of 2015, and he's currently assigned to the afternoon shift. We're very proud to have him here. He's a bright young man and a great asset to the community and to our police department. When I asked Michael his favorite food, he told me it's chicken bundles. And when I asked what that was, he told me it's Mom's recipe, chicken breast wrapped in a roll, stuffed with cream cheese and green onion, and covered in crushed cornflakes. I think I'm drooling. That sounds so good. Michael, do me a favor, have your mom make some and bring it down to the station. We won't tell anyone, just bring it for me. We don't have to share it with everybody else. And that sounds absolutely delicious. His favorite book, Lonesome Dove, written in 1985 or published in 1985 by Larry McMurtry, and it won the Pulitzer Prize. Now I got to tell you, Michael, I did not read the book, but I saw the movie, and that was also outstanding. His favorite movie, Twister, 1996 movie starring Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton. It was very entertaining. I enjoyed it very much, and we had another employee said that was their favorite as well. His favorite music is country and western, and as far as accomplishments and hobbies, he loves physical activity and exercise, and if you see Michael, you'll see he's in great shape. And he's got a bachelor's degree from Oakland University, majored in psychology, minored in criminal justice, and you know what? That great thing, he's engaged to be married. So congratulations to you, Michael. Hopefully you and your bride will have a long, happy life together. Marriage is absolutely wonderful when you find the right person. And when I asked him about a quote, we're going to have to modify this one a bit because it's a family show. He said, the only thing standing between you and your goal is the story that you keep telling yourself as to why you can't achieve it. So that is very important, very true, and that's from Jordan Belfort. So remember, folks, if you see Michael at the station, welcome here in West Bloomfield. Tell him you're glad you appreciate the job he's doing, because I know we certainly do. Folks, we're going to turn the corner spotlight off on Police Service Aide Michael Skelly II, and we have a safety tip of the day. We're getting a lot of calls, folks, about IRS scams from people claiming to be from the Sheriff's Department or the West Bloomfield Police and asking for personal information. Please don't give any of that. It is a scam. No one from a legitimate law enforcement agency is going to call you and ask you for personal information. Some people are also getting emails from Google or Microsoft, purportedly, saying, give us personal information so we can fix your computer, even if it's not broke. Again, no legitimate company is going to ask for personal information unless you've contacted them first and are requesting some service from them. So please don't fall for any of that. You can go to Facebook. We have a link to the Attorney General, and he's got a lot of information that can help you stay safe and keep your money in your pocket. If you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call at the Crime Prevention Unit and I'll be glad to help you. But don't go away. We have two very special guests, KayCi Mersier and Doug Mersier. You're going to love this show. Come on back.
You're watching West Bloomfield 911 on Civic Center TV, a service of the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Communications Commission. For more information or to watch episodes on demand, visit civiccentertv.com/WB911. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
After the tragic loss of an officer in the line of duty, Michigan Concerns of Police Survivors provide support to surviving law enforcement families and co-workers. To learn more about My Cops and upcoming events, or for information on how you can help, visit micops.org or call 877-464-2677.
Hello, and we are back with our two very special guests, Douglas Mersier and his lovely daughter, KayCi Mersier. How are you?
Great. How are you?
I'm well. It is so good to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know what? The first time we met, just so the folks will know, in fact, that was the first time you saw Officer David as well. You sang at the Veterans Memorial Service held in West Bloomfield on Veterans Day, which is held every November. And that's the first time we met.
Yes.
And I think you've grown another foot or two since I last saw you. What's your dad feeding you?
Veggies.
That smile's the same, though. It's an amazing
my
smile.
Thank
Such
you.
a cutie.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what, Dave? You're not the prettiest one at the table now. She's got you beat by a mile.
Yes, I gladly give that title away.
Absolutely. And Douglas, we had spoken, and you take great pride, and rightly so, in not just the fact that your daughter is very cute and very attractive, but she's very talented.
Yeah, absolutely, she is. Really glad to be able to help her along her life journey at this stage, you know, helping her to develop her passions, you know, for art. So.
Well, you know, and I know that's true because as we've spoken, your pride that you and your wife have in your children and KayCi here, it just exudes from you.
Oh yeah.
You know, and that's great that you can be a proud parent like that. You know.
Absolutely. Katrina is really influential in both Douglas III and KayCi, and helping them along that journey. So, yeah, we do take a lot of pride in what they've done and accomplished and who they are.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that. She's got an immense amount of talent, and I think part of that she gets, I know, from Dad, because tell folks what you do for a living and how she got involved in entertainment.
I'm an audio engineer. I actually got my start in audio as a performer. I used to travel in a band, and it kind of evolved from the band just performing and writing their own songs to recording. And one of my mentors, Mr. Morgeson, Eric Morgeson from Studio A here, he's a legend, living legend. In one of our sessions, he says to me, turns, because I was coaching him on what the sound should be for our band. And he says, Douglas, you should mix, you can do this, you had an ear for it. And it was almost as though a light switch came on.
Right.
And it started my journey, not just writing songs and performing, but into mixing and engineering. And so I started doing that for our band, and then it expanded because people have heard of our work and wanted to know who did it. And I just went on to recording other artists and so on and so forth. And we're at the table because, you know, I'm starting to record my daughter. I'm not pushing her to do it, but it's her passion. But Dad is here to be able to assist, and I think that some of those skills that I have are specifically to help our children.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I think it's wonderful, too, at least as a father, because the entertainment business can be pretty brutal.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like takes no prisoners.
Yeah.
And, you know, how does that make you feel, honey? You've got your dad helping you along the way and making sure that you stay on the right road and protect you from what's out there.
Well, it makes me feel confident.
Good for you.
And it makes me feel that I can do great with him by my side. And one of the main things that I love about my dad, as he helps me, is that he's willing to do it anytime, any place.
Yeah. That makes you feel good, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. And how old is your brother, honey?
He's 10.
And he's got his own talent, doesn't he?
Yes, he also supports me.
Yeah. And how about Mom?
She's a hairstylist at Day 7 Salon in
Okay.
Royal Oak.
Yeah.
And she's also helping along the side as well.
Yeah. You've got the whole family helping you. That's wonderful. Now tell me, KayCi, how did you get interested in playing music or in entertaining?
Well, every morning I wake up singing something. I wake up dancing and singing. So
Is that true, Dad?
100%. In fact, I'm gonna tell you a quick story after this.
So my mom tells me, if you wake up doing something and you do it all the time, why don't do it how you want to? And she says, if you love to sing, why don't be a singer?
Yeah, I agree. That sounds good. Now you were going to tell us a story.
Oh,
there.
about this?
Yeah.
Well, she's second of our children, so the first thing that we noticed, very first night of bringing her home, you know, we're in the bed, we're finally relaxed from, you know, the hospital, and we put her in her room, and she's got her bassinet and crib, because we, you know, give her her own room. We finally relaxed, the house is calm, and all of a sudden we hear this cry. But it's not a normal cry. This is a cry from, like, it sounds like it's right next to you. And Katrina turns over to me and I look at her and she says, she's got pipes. I said, yeah, she does. And ever since then, we just knew that she was destined to use her voice. We just trying to help to cultivate that. You know, she's been singing since the first night we met her.
Yeah.
That's the way we look at it.
Now, KayCi, do you take any classes, or how did you
Well,
develop, or do you continue to develop your voice?
I do. So I had this one vocal warm-ups class with
Mr. Frank?
Mr. Frank. He was one of the pianists for one of my plays at Athens. And it was pretty fun. I got the vocal warm-ups good. And yeah, it was really fun.
Cool.
Now, you got to tell me, KayCi, now you said you wake up every morning singing and dancing. Do you wake up singing and dancing before Mom and Dad have waken up?
Yes, definitely.
So that's like their alarm clock? Is that their alarm
Yes.
clock?
Yeah.
So Mom and Dad don't get much sleep, do they?
They do get sleep. They tell me, KayCi, down.
Just like that?
Yeah, be it with playing piano. We have a piano in our house, and some mornings we'll wake up and then we'll look over at the clock, and it's like it's 7 o'clock, and she's down there playing already.
Now, does your brother get involved with the singing and dancing? Does he get up in the morning and do that too?
He dances,
Yeah.
not necessarily sings.
Yeah.
He does do both.
Is he a good dancer?
Yes,
Yeah.
a very good one.
Who's a better
He
dancer?
break dances.
Oh.
I would say it's really pretty close, but he's probably the best dancer.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Oh, that's good, giving him credit. I break dance too. Whenever I try to dance, something breaks. Well, now tell me, KayCi, do you take piano lessons too?
Yes, I do.
Really?
With my dad's friend. We call him Uncle Seti because he's kind of like our family member.
Sure.
So every Wednesday, I go over his house. We do beginner piano, and I'm doing pretty good,
Yeah.
he says.
I'll bet.
Very
I'll
cool.
bet. Now, out of all of that, you dance, you sing, you play piano. What do you like the best?
Well, I can't just say singing. I would have to say singing and piano.
Yeah. You're going to be now like another piano man, like I can't think who
Like
did that
John
one.
Legend.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Oh, she plays piano too?
Billy Joel.
Oh yeah.
Billy Joel, that's
Elton-
what I was
Elton
thinking
John.
about piano.
Oh yeah.
Different
Elton John.
different generation here.
Let me see. Does Beyonce play piano?
Mm,
Well,
She's mostly entertainment and choreography.
yeah, you got a leg up on her then. You can play an instrument. That's great. Now, I was looking at the bio your dad sent me, and, well, first of all, I just want to let people know the way we first came in touch with you was when you did the Veterans Day Memorial Service in West Bloomfield, which we hold every year. And, in fact, we had a dear friend of yours, a family member, Major Bill Burnett, on the show. So don't tell him. We don't want him to know. But your show is going to be higher rated, I can tell. But don't tell Major Burnett, okay?
We won't tell him that, though.
Okay? We don't want him to feel hurt. But your show is going to be much higher rated. But when you sang, I've got to tell you, I know Dave and I told you this, Doug, we were just standing there like just jaws dropped like, wow, unbelievable. But the thing that most impressed me, and I told you and your father that when we spoke later, is you really seem to understand for such a young lady what that song means. Now, you and I talked about that, Doug, how people really want to stylize it and they forget what that song is about.
They miss the whole meaning of it and the root. You know, we study etymology of words at our house, and we try to understand the core meaning of things. So I'll even let KayCi explain, because that's a very important part of learning things,
right.
You know, learning the songs. What happened with that?
So when we started learning the song, we didn't just sing it. We listened to the words, and we recognized the words, and we understood the meanings. So one of the words that I learned in the song was
There was a lot of them.
Yeah,
we went and
them.
defined them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a lot of words.
Yeah, there is.
I can't tell you all of them.
Without
I
looking
can't tell
at
you
them.
any of them.
And I've heard you sing, please.
Right. Yeah. Don't
Let's
give up
leave
my
it to
day- I
KayCi.
keep my day job.
One of the things about the song that was very important to us, and for me, with just dealing with the industry of recording, is to make sure that we pay homage to the writers and the composers. You know, I told her if she writes a song, you know, it's really cool if somebody else sings her song and puts their spin on it.
Yeah.
But how important is it to sing that song or perform that song how the composer or writer originally did it?
Yeah.
And so,
Or even give credit to them.
and give credit to them. So one of the things that we did was we made sure that we stayed in the guidelines of how the arrangement was, instead of putting a lot of our own, you know, thoughts and our own spins on it, because we wanted to really honor the song. You know, that melody is already beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, you have anything to say
There's
about
no need to change it.
Wow.
You know what? Can I take her home?
She's adorable.
I know
Only on a
I know my
weekend.
wife would have no problem.
And she's so bright and so adorable.
Thank you.
Only on the weekend.
Okay. To give you and Katrina a break.
Hey, would you like another one? We have Douglas's.
Okay, we'll do a 2-4. Well, you know, and I find that very refreshing, because when I watch some of these people, and a lot of them are famous, and whether you like their styles or not, but when I hear some of the versions that are out there, I just want to just scream in agony, because they just don't get it.
Yeah.
And you do, and that's what is so impressive, because it becomes about them. They've got to, you know, shake their hips or move around and get the attention on them, and they forget that honors our country, and it honors the men and women who have given their lives for our freedoms. And you, young lady, I'm so proud of you, and I'm just so happy to see how you have captured that.
Thank you. So what you're saying is they sing it good, but not the right way.
Well, some don't even sing it good, but but you're right, they don't sing it the right way. Absolutely. And you do a wonderful job. And that credit goes to you, Dad, because you've taken the time to explain to this young lady what that means.
Yeah, we could have chose a lot of different songs to be her kind of premiere, or her song that that's her call song.
Right.
You know, you learn the Disney songs and things like that, and she does auditions. You know, we talked about that with her theater and
Yes.
things like that. But if someone asked her to sing a song right now, it would be
The national anthem.
that song.
It was the first song I ever learned.
That's what your dad was telling me.
Yeah.
And I'll bet you sing it better every time you sing it.
Thank you.
You know, you're going to be there. Dad, you may be a little too young to remember, but years ago, back in the, I think it was in the 60s and maybe in the 50s and 70s.
Just before my time.
Yeah.
Just before.
I was a little bitty baby. But there used to be a woman by the name of Kate Smith. You probably remember
wow.
her. And she was known for singing the national anthem. I believe it was at one of the New York hockey teams, just like we have Karen Newman here in Detroit. And they both did it so superbly. And I think you're following in their footsteps. That's a pretty good crowd to follow, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, now, why don't you tell me a little bit about your background? We already know you have this outgoing personality, this great smile. You're the type of young lady nobody forgets if they meet. Now, how did you get that way? Just good genes from dad and mom?
I guess so.
Yeah. Now, you also, I know some of the venues you performed at were the Masonic Temple in Detroit.
Yes.
There's a lot of great people that have performed there.
It was choreography and singing.
Really?
So one of the things I did there is I played the song Bicycle. I sang the song Bicycle
By Queen.
by the band Queen. And so I actually had my bike there, and I rode across the stage, and I sang, and I had this kind of hair that was cool and spunky, and I slid across the stage on my knees. It was pretty fun.
Really?
Yeah.
A rock star.
Yeah, right. That's right. And who taught you those moves, Dad?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them I made up.
Oh, okay.
And Mr. Brandon from Star Factory.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow. You got a lot of connections there, young lady. Now, I see you also sing at Northridge Church. I've been over there. It's a huge church.
Oh,
And at Farmington Hills High School. Those are pretty big venues for such a young lady. Do you get nervous when you get on stage?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I love that. That's awesome.
Really? David and I never get nervous coming out here either, do we, Dave?
Oh, yeah.
I still get nervous.
She's a
She's
natural.
got the center.
And I see that you had, tell me where this was. You played or sang at the U.S. Army Tar Deck facility.
Yes.
What did you do there?
It was for a retirement from Steve Teggy. He was retiring from being in the Army. And so I sang at football games, and one of his daughters was the cheerleaders. So he heard me sing the national anthem.
Wow.
So there's a relationship between the teams. And so he gave me one of these flags that they carried from all the way across the
Middle East.
Middle East.
Wow.
He served there.
Yeah, he served.
Yeah. God bless him.
Yeah.
And is he related to you or just
No.
a dear friend?
A friend.
Yeah.
Steve, I'll interject a small bit here. Steve Teggy was one of the members that used to assist the Troy football team.
Oh, okay.
Both the kids, the year before last, KayCi cheerlead. She was a cheerleader.
Oh, okay.
And my son played football. The next year, where Steve was the president, she actually played football, which scared mom and dad half to death. But she played flag football.
Yeah.
It was really good
I'll
too.
bet.
And so what they did, every home game, they asked, and she did. She volunteered to sing the national anthem at it doesn't matter how early it was, how cold it was. She sang every game, and it really touched Steve, you know, our president, and we got a chance to meet and understand his family and some of the things that went on with him. So he served across seas, and they captured a really big guy, let's just say that. And the flag that they had there with them, with his team, they brought back, and he said for years he'd been looking for somebody to be able to present this to.
Wow.
And it was such an honor for us at one of the games. We did a formal presentation of it, of the flag, and we felt so honored. He said that when she sang the anthem, it literally put chills on his arms, and brings people to tears just to understand those words and the way she sang, and it inspired him. And he says, I had to honor her. And I'm like, wow, I'm getting choked up just saying it. You know,
Absolutely,
really,
it's quite an honor.
It is, you know, really it is. But he presented her with that flag, and we have it right now on our mantle at home, right in the middle of everything.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And I see also that she served in groups, the Barnard Jammin' Jays.
Yes.
What are they?
So I go to a school called Barnard Elementary, and our kind of, not really a mascot, but our theme is Blue Jays. So since Jammin' Jays is like a choir kind of thing, we like to jam and rock out and do songs.
Yeah.
So every morning at 8:15, we have every Thursday morning at 8:15, we have practice for concerts that we do. So there was the Festival of Song at Athens, and one that we're doing now, we're going to a nursery, and we're bringing these pictures from Valentine's Day that we drew, and we're going to sing many different songs. There's old school songs like What a Wonderful World, and there's new songs like Fight Song and Gold.
Excellent.
What do you do for recreation? What do you do when you're not singing and dancing and rocking out?
I usually hang out with my friends, play football, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Basketball, bike. We'll watch TV.
Does Mom do your nails?
No,
Can we see your nails?
sometimes.
Show your nails. Oh, they're so pretty.
Thank you.
Who did those? You or Mom?
Well, I went to a nail salon called In Style Nails.
Oh, well, that's because you're appearing on West Bloomfield 911.
I wish that was the only time to have to pay for
Yeah, I'll bet.
have to keep up that image, you know.
Yeah, well, between Mom and I've got 2 daughters
You
and a
already
wife,
know.
so you
We
never
know.
get to you
We
never
know.
get to see the bathroom. You know, and Dave's got his wife and daughters never
no.
get to see the bathroom. So,
Oh, yeah.
and I see that you love to cook.
Yes.
You know what? I am going to take you home because I love to eat. So you can cook and I can eat. How's that?
I don't know.
Well, KayCi, you are such a sweet young lady, and Dad and Mom have done a great job raising you. They got to be so proud of you. You got a wonderful set of parents. I'm very impressed with your mom and dad and your brother. You're a great, wonderful family, and it's wonderful to have you here. And do you mind if we honor a fallen law enforcement officer? Can we do that?
Yes.
Okay. Folks, if you look on the screen, you will see a fallen officer, Deputy Sheriff Albert Anderson of the Oakland County Sheriff's Office, who was killed in the line of duty on August 12, 1917. Yeah, it was a long time ago, almost 100 years. But you know, we wanted to remember Deputy Anderson because, one, he is a great American hero, but he is also has the sad notoriety of being the first of 4 Oakland County Sheriff's deputies killed in the line of duty. Deputy Anderson was shot as he approached a suspicious man hiding behind a local business, and he died 3 days after being shot on duty. Deputy Anderson had served with the Oakland County Sheriff's Office for 3 years. He was survived by his wife and 8 children, so this large family was left without a father and without a husband. Please remember Deputy Sheriff Albert Anderson in your thoughts and your prayers, all of the men and women of the Oakland County Sheriff's Office, and all law enforcement, and our military personnel who serve and protect to keep us safe. And I want to thank our very special guest, Douglas Mersier. I can't reach across the table there, but thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure to talk with you. And of course, we want to thank KayCi Mersier as well. We thank you for coming as well, honey. It's always good to see you. Next time I see you, you're going to be another foot taller. And I want to thank my co-host, Dave McNeely, for being here. It's always a pleasure being with you, Dave.
Thank you.
And folks, don't forget, you can keep in touch with the West Bloomfield Police Department. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. You can sign up for Nixle, get up-to-date, real-time information that may be pertinent to you. And also you can sign up for Crime Mapping to learn about trends going on in the community. Don't forget to keep in touch with us here at West Bloomfield 911. You can watch us on Civic Center TV. If you can't catch us on the telly, go to On Demand at civiccentertv.com. And you know what? Today we're going to close out by having KayCi sing with her beautiful, powerful voice. But before that, friends, remember, take care of yourselves, be safe, love one another. Tomorrow is promised to no one. I'm Officer Rick, and we'll see you again on West Bloomfield 911.
First, I would like to thank Officer Rick and Officer David for giving my dad and I this opportunity to be on West Bloomfield 911.
You're very welcome, young lady.
Thank you. Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars